Hello, welcome to Bruce Lee on the Commodore 64. This is quite an old game. I can't remember when this came out actually. Must be 84 or 5. Right, let's get started. Now, as you can see, this is that's apparently Bruce Lee at the bottom there that you control. And each screen has two opponents that you've got to sort of keep at bay. I've just kicked Ninja in the teeth there, and he's quite easy, but this other guy, the Green Yamo, he can be quite dangerous. But they're at their worst when they gang up on you, so best to keep it away. Now the aim of the game is to negotiate. It's a flick screen arcade adventure platformer. So you've got to negotiate your screen, but you've got to collect these. If you see the right hand side, just where the green Yamo is, there's two flashing lanterns. And you have to, if I try and land on them, oops. You've got to collect lanterns on each screen. And these will open doors and turn off force fields, that sort of thing. Now, I guess it's maybe a lot inspired by the Bruce Lee film Into the Dragon, where he goes underground and explores the villain's lair, and I guess maybe it's a lot inspired by that. Now, as you see, the graphics themselves are very blocky, not particularly impressive, and the sprites are also not very well defined, and the animation's not great. But they've got a bit of character, at least, for sure. The combat itself, you can do flying kicks, or you can punch. I think that's pretty much it. I think you can land people's heads, of course. You can duck, but that's about it. At its heart, it's mostly a platform game, I think. But it's and you see that door is now open, so I can enter the lair here. Just got to avoid this force fields. And the force fields also kill enemies, so you can trick them into going into them, or you can just made that, or you can sort of push them into them. Now, this game, it's not much to look at, but it's surprisingly good fun to play. It's one of these games I think I had in budget back in the day. Bought it on the Americana budget label for $2.99, I think. And even back then, the graphics were certainly not great, but they're functional. I mean, they're as good as they have to be. And there's no invisible bullets or some of these things that can affect or be a negative effect on games. The graphics here are at least functional and clear. I might mistime that. Oh no, so alright. At the top right of the screen, it says 3 falls. That's basically your lives. Hopefully I don't get zapped here. Ah! Now you can actually play this in 2-player mode, and the second player controls the green Yamo, and he's also there to thwart Bruce Lee's attempts to make any progress in the game. It's okay, but it's not really a great 2-player game. You're best played in 1-player, I think. Right, to be patient this time. That'll do, I think. Whoa, that's a bit of a colour sensation. Maybe a little too much brown here. But to avoid these exploding, I can't remember what they're called now, exploding bushes. But the core of the game is more sort of so it's not necessarily pixel perfect platforming, but it's careful platforming. You know, jumping over traps, you know, laser beams, that sort of thing. I mean, there's not really much in the way of puzzles. It's mostly just arcades, platformer, bit of exploration. I think for its time, it was you know, it's quite a good game. I think even now, I think it's still quite an absorbing game actually once you start playing it. Got to watch these conveyor belts will carry up, so you got to. Once you get this one, they start going down. Yeah. Oh, just got that one. Oh. I think it's much more of a Bruce Lee I can show you. As you can see, it's just a flick screen sort of environment. Graphically quite dated, but I mean even at the time I don't think it was any great shakes. But in terms of gameplay, you know, it's better than it looks. I think it's probably in terms of platform games, I think it's probably still one of the better ones on the 64. I mean, it's not Impossible Mission sort of quality, but you know, it's still better than a lot of games. I think better than a lot of you know, the boring you know, arcade conversions that you get in a 64. I mean, this is a lot better than those sort of games. What am I going to rate it? It's a difficult one. I think I'll give this. I think I'll give this 8.5 out of 10, and that sounds like quite a high score. And you know, it doesn't look like the game actually merits that, but it does play a lot better than it looks. So I think 8.5 is that's quite a reasonable score, I think. Yep, I think we'll go for that. I think 8.5, yeah, definitely a fair score. That's all for this video.